where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
What is up, my fellow Hollywood fans? I hope you're all doing well. Barring the last 2 years, the box office grew significantly in the last decade. And with the rise of Netflix and other streaming services, the industry just grew massively. More talented actors began to get work across the world, and many young actors grew to stardom and found projects one after the other. There are some who were on the verge of unlocking greatness, but their careers found a bit of a snag. For instance, Macy Williams and Sophie Turner were both ready to go big after Game of Thrones. But they became a part of a few bad X-Men movies, and now we're not hearing their names out loud anymore. Cody Smith-McPhee is someone who has been doing pretty well for himself. He was in 2 X-Men movies and recently appeared in The Power of the Dog, but he hasn't found ultimate stardom yet. The same goes for Asa Butterfield, who has been doing well in Sex Education and almost became Spider-Man in the MCU. But there are no other big feats to his name yet. The actors I'm going to talk about now are all 26 years of age or below that, and they've lit the industry on fire. First up, we've got the Queen, Florence Pugh.
You're lying.
What?
You're pathetic. You're so pathetic.
She just turned 26 on January 3rd. Things started off nicely for her back in 2015. But from 2018 onwards, she has been on a roll starring in projects like The Commuter, Outlaw King, Little Women, Midsommar, playing WWE's Paige in Fighting with My Family, and Yelena Belova in Black Widow and Hawkeye. This MCU role is going to be redundant in her career, and it will take her to new heights. You'd be surprised to know that she's already shot 3 of her next movies, which are Don't Worry Darling, Netflix is the Wonder, and A Good Person. And to top it all off, she is also starring in Christopher Nolan's next big movie, Oppenheimer. She could really begin to charge ScarJo levels of money by the time she reaches early 30s. Well, I'd say that this talented cutie pie totally deserves all the success that's headed her way. Next up, we've got Timothée Chalamet.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis.
Here's another 26-year-old who started as a child actor and has been doing insanely well for himself over the last decade. You would have seen him in Homeland 10 years ago, but since then, he has grown big by starring in projects like Netflix's The King, Little Women, Don't Look Up, and most importantly, Dune. He led Dune as Paul Atreides, and will do the same in Dune Part 2 next year. He was a close contender for becoming Spider-Man in the MCU. But what's great about him is that he hasn't needed a Marvel role to become big. He has already shot a movie called Bones and All, and is currently playing young Willy Wonka in a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel. Up next, we've got the biggest name on this list, Tom Holland.
There are places out there you can't find on any map.
Being cast as Spider-Man as a teenager was the greatest thing that could have happened to anyone. But it happened to Dutchy Boy over here, and he has never looked back ever since. At 25, he has played Spider-Man in 6 insanely huge movies, and 5 out of those entered the $1 billion club. He did a couple of amazing voice jobs in Onward and Spies in Disguise back in 2019. He got high praises for Netflix's The Devil All the Time and Apple TV's Cherry. And now he is set to star in Sony's Uncharted, and yet another Spider-Man trilogy. Variety has already reported that Holland will start pulling an 8-figure salary from Spider-Man 4 onwards. That's at least $10 million per movie. Having that price tag at 25 is just insane. Kudos to you, Mr. Holland. You were brilliant in No Way Home, and you deserve it. At number 4, we've got Holland's girlfriend and Spider-Man co-star, Zendaya.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just never doing that again. I'm never doing that.
Besides playing MJ, she has been doing well in movies like The Greatest Showman, Malcolm and Marie, and Dune. She voiced Lola Bunny in last year's Space Jam, and she is also set to return in HBO's series Euphoria this year. We'll see her return in the next Spider-Man trilogy of MCU, but before that, she'd play a significant role in Dune Part 2 next year. At number 5 is another 25-year-old queen, Haley Steinfeld.
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
She was already a popular figure being a singer, but I'd say that being the lead in Bumblebee really put her acting career on track. Since then, she voiced Spider-Gwen in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, has been playing Emily Dickinson in Apple TV's series Dickinson, and she recently lent her voice in Netflix's animated series Arcane. To top all of that, she ended 2021 as Kate Bishop in Hawkeye. Now, she is ready to lead the Young Avengers in the MCU. But in 2022 and 2023, we'll also hear her voice as Spider-Gwen in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and 2. Up next we have Finn Wolfhard.
You went with the station wagon?
It's the only one that had an engine.
There is no denying the fact that Stranger Things is what made Finn Wolfhard's career what it is right now, but I'd argue that his role in both chapters of It were equally responsible. He has been a part of several projects so far, lending his voice to the Addams Family franchise and many other shows. In 2021, he played Ezra in a movie called How It Ends. But the big one for him was starring in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, he could return in yet another Ghostbusters movie. But before that, we're all waiting for Stranger Things Season 4, which won't be the last season, of course. He has also shot a movie called When You Finish Saving the World. And he is voicing characters in 3 other movies. Number 7 is his Stranger Things co-star, Millie Bobby Brown.
A week ago, I awoke to find that my mother was missing, and she did not return.
Again, playing Eleven in the hit Netflix series is what made her a household name. But you have to keep in mind that she also appeared in 2 Godzilla movies, and began her own franchise as Enola Holmes on Netflix. Now she is ready to return in the next 2 seasons of Stranger Things, and she has already shot Enola Holmes 2. Besides that, this 17-year-old is starring in 2 other films called Damsel and The Girls I've Been. Next up, we've got McKenna Grace.
I'm not worried at all. You're here. June is here.
I would go as far as saying that this 15-year-old's acting talents are at par with Florence Pugh. She is that good. There are a lot of places you could have seen her. She played Paige Swanson in Young Sheldon. She has been in The Handmaid's Tale. She was a child actor who played young Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel. But the movie that made me a really big fan of hers was 2017's Gifted. Her performance alongside Chris Evans was so powerful. And 2021 was also big for her, as she appeared in James Wan's horror movie, Malignant, and actually outshined Paul Rudd while leading Ghostbusters Afterlife. She has already shot a movie called Crater, and is set to appear in another movie called Perfect. For a 15-year-old, she's matching the work of a 25-year-old, being part of many highlighted projects. So, I'd say that she could be as big as Tom Holland in her 20s, if not bigger. Next we have Noah Centino.
People usually check behind them before they reverse, to avoid killing others. It's a thing we do.
So far, the projects that have brought him to the limelight are Netflix's To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You, and To All the Boys, Always and Forever. He has done a lot of work besides that. But the reason I've added this 25-year-old on the list is for what he is bringing in the future. You'd probably know that he is playing the DC superhero Atom Smasher in Black Adam. He is supposed to star in a live-action He-Man project. And right now, he is filming an untitled spy project for Netflix. For the final entry, I've got Anya TaylorJoy. I'd say that she was already huge before Netflix brought us The Queen's Gambit in 2020. She was noticed as Magic in the New Mutants. Fans of Peaky Blinders know her as Gina Gray. And she also starred in movies like Emma, Here Are the Young Men, and 2021's Edgar Wright horror flick Last Night in Soho. All these amazing characters have bagged her the role of young Furiosa, where she'd appear alongside Chris Hemsworth in the Mad Max prequel. But before that, she would appear in movies like The Northman and The Menu. Okay, that's all from our list of extreme young talents who are ready to conquer Hollywood. Which of them is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.